What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, if you guys have been following my channel for the past few days, you know that this video was 110% coming. Now, today's commentary is going to be about the depressing future of Battlefield 2042 and the plans that DICE has behind the scenes for how they're going to be handling this game and also how they're going to be handling the future of the overall franchise. When I tell you this news today is going to be devastating, I'm not saying that very lightly. This is probably going to be the worst news that I've reported upon when it comes to Battlefield 2042 on this channel. But before we go ahead and actually get into this topic just very quickly, if you guys want to check out any of my other socials besides YouTube, I actually have a Twitter account, which my DMs are always open for you guys. I have a Discord channel where we all hang out, and also at the same time, I live stream over on Twitch, which actually, for those who don't know, every single Saturday, which is today, we have an old school Call of Duty stream. So we play everything from Call of Duty 4 up to Black Ops 2. Yes, all the OGs, all the GOATs, the best Call of Duty games in the franchise. So if you guys want to be a part of that, see how those games are holding up current date in 2022, then by all means tune to the stream. The link to all those socials are down in the description. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there are two bits of information that I need to go ahead and discuss with you guys. Like I said, both of them are pretty interesting to say the least. Now, a little while ago, I would say the majority of the community, including myself, came to the conclusion that there was only a skeleton team at DICE working on Battlefield 2042. You know, the updates weren't coming out fast enough, and even when we did get an update, the game broke even more than it was fixed. So I think the community came to the conclusion that there's not a lot of people working on this game. You know, they saw the sales, they saw the disappointment from the overall community, they knew that there was pretty much nothing they could possibly do to go ahead and revive this game. So they ditched it, it's a skeleton team working on the game, and they're moving on to the next. Now, this was actually addressed by one of the official developers over at DICE. If you guys remember this, I talked about this in one of my videos a little while ago. But this developer came out and said that, in fact, there are tons of developers working on Battlefield 2042, and the community is wrong to say that it's a skeleton team because it simply is not. You know, 200 to 300 plus individuals are still working on Battlefield 2042 till this day, and they're putting in tons of work and tons of effort. So, you know, obviously, if a developer is going to come out and say that, we're more than likely going to believe that, right? Well, funny to say, he pretty much, I don't want to say lied is pretty mean to say. I don't like to say, you know, people are completely lying, but I mean, low-key, he kind of lied. There is a skeleton team working on Battlefield 2042. And what's even funnier is that he went ahead and addressed this because, like I said, this is pretty big information, this big news. A lot of people are talking about this stuff here. So he came out and put a tweet here, you know, going ahead and saying, "Friend, have you seen that people on the internet call you a liar again? Me. Anyway." Now, again, you know, he might not completely know. If you are one developer out of hundreds, the last thing you're probably going to know is that your game is completely cutting down. You know, even if you are a manager over at DICE, you would not be telling, you know, the people who are working on this game, hey, you know, this game turned out to be absolute dog shit. You know, this happened in multiple different occasions. I used to work at a restaurant, you know, that was completely going under. I had no clue. You know, I didn't know the next day I was going to lose my job. All of us were going to lose our jobs because they weren't able to maintain anything. But they didn't tell us, you know. We just kept going on day to day to day, thinking that it's just another regular day. And I'm assuming it's the same exact thing here. You know, he was just going on, just another day of development. And, you know, he didn't know that over half the team is probably, preparing. But they probably didn't leave just yet, but they're all preparing to just, you know, do the dash on Battlefield 2042. He has no clue. But, you know, current date, regardless of what was said and what was done in the past, there is a skeleton team working on Battlefield 2042. It is confirmed, basically. There are no individuals who are trying to put forth any effort within this game. And the ones who are trying to put forth effort, because I'm not saying they're all ignoring this game, I would say Season 1, the update was pretty darn good. You know, the performance of the game is better. The map is outstanding. They definitely proved to the community that they understand their core maps were absolute crap and that they need to change how they design them. This map right here, phenomenal. You know, I haven't tried out new weapons, but I'm sure they're pretty enjoyable. But like I said, they don't have enough people to back them up. There might be people who are passionate, but in order to support a AAA developed game, you need to actually have a ton of people to back that sucker up. And it shows with the amount of content that we're getting. I mean, one map after 8 months, is this a joke? Like seriously, this is a very serious question. Is this a joke? I just can't tell because the developers make it seem like they're very serious about this, but in all reality, you can't tell the community to wait that long and just give us one map. It has to be a little extra something in there to, you know, make us content, make us satisfied for waiting all that time, but they didn't add it, and it all leads to this exact reason. There just simply is not enough people there to put out sufficient large updates. And the crazy thing about this is that this is not the worst information in this video. It gets much, much worse. You would think that having a skeleton team trying to push out enough content for a game that already is a year behind, a year plus behind in content and development, it would be the worst thing going on right now. But no, it sadly gets much more tragic. If you go over on Twitter, Jeff Grubb actually said on his podcast, "Set your expectations very low for this Battlefield 2042 season content. They're just going to get it out fast and dirty. And the idea is to move everyone to the next battlefield as quick as possible. It's abandoned ship time." Yes, you heard that correctly. Not only did half the team already up and leave to start working on the next title with how much of a failure Battlefield 2042 turned out to be, but also the current skeleton team on the game is set in abandoned ship mode. I mean, to be honest with you guys, it makes complete utter sense. I mean, why else would the playtest version of this new season be one of the worst playtests out of any game out there? I mean, content creators didn't even want to cover Battlefield 2042 Season 1 with how bad the playtest turned out to be. And then afterwards, probably weeks later, they still didn't fix the same exact issue that went on in the playtests for the official version of the game, knowing that Season 1 needed to succeed right off the bat. Again, for hardcore Battlefield 2042 fans, it doesn't matter. They might come back later in the day, they'll wait one day, they'll even wait a week to be able to get their hands on this new content. But for someone who is coming back to try the game again to see if they like it after despising the game in the first place, they are not going to wait 5 hours for you to fix up this. No, you should have postponed the season or something of that sort. But again, like I said, it all makes sense now. There's a skeleton team. They are rushing and pushing out the content. They don't care about the quality of the content that's coming out right now. They just care about the speed that they can push it out. And you know what? I guess for fans of Battlefield 2042, this is bad news. But for all of the, the core fans who didn't like the changes they made, adding in specialists, taking out the class system, and just a horrible base design of the game in general, everybody who, obviously it's a lot of people who just won't be happy with changes they make in this game. Because down to the fundamentals of the title, I mean, from the ground up, it was made to be a battle royale. It was never planned to be a game that had conquest and that wasn't the case. Their only plan for this game was for it to be a battle royale. So I guess DICE being in abandoned ship mode is a good thing for the core community, because it means that DICE sees that what they did was a disaster, basically. All the changes they made was exactly the opposite of what the community wanted. And I know earlier I said, DICE looked at the sales of the game and they saw, bad things. Let's be honest, I was wrong when I said that, because the sales of this game were phenomenal. What I should have said was the player count of this game, because that's truly what is shining right now. Seeing how many players actually want to come and play this game on the regular, I can't wait to see the player count a week from today. When the season finally starts slowing down a bit. I just can't wait. We're going to have to go ahead and cover that in a video. We're going to look deep into this. I want to see how quickly the player base is going to fall back off, because that's truly going to show if one map is enough to keep people interested. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the development of Battlefield 2042, it is pretty much done and over with. There is still going to be a skeleton team working on this game, of course. There is going to be content updates. You don't have to worry about that. But when it comes to massive updates or new things being introduced into this game, don't expect anything extremely fascinating or, insane specialist changes. All of those changes that we want to see as the community are probably not going to happen until the next Battlefield game, because that's where all the development is going to be put into. And with all honesty, I'm okay with that. I know some people are going to be disappointed with this news, and I know some people are not even going to want to believe the news. There's always going to be some ignorant people out there who are going to still fight back about it. And that's okay. That's completely okay. I'm not saying the game is bad or anything. If you enjoyed the game, you enjoyed the game. I'm just saying the developers are gone. They're done. They are in abandoned ship mode and they're ditching it to move on to the next. And I'm okay with that, because I want to see a new, fresh Battlefield take. I hope they go a little bit more modern day instead of near futuristic. That's exactly what I want. And if they listen to the overwhelming feedback that the community has been, shouting at them for the months and months and months that 2042 has been out, then the game might actually turn out good. And to be honest with you, I do think they heard us, because why else would they be in abandoned ship mode? They would still be working on this game just as hard if they thought that the community enjoyed it, but they know we do not. So they ditched it to start working on something that we will prefer. I really hope things are going to turn out better. Like I said, they hired on new developers, some goats in the gaming industry. I hope that they can nail the vibes of the next Battlefield game. Scrap the specialist. DICE, that's it. Hear me out. Scrap the specialist. Modern day, scrap specialists, better map designs. You will nail it. You will nail it. It's just, the changes he made within this game, just, They, you wouldn't think it would affect the gameplay that much, right? You wouldn't think that they would, but it really does. It changes the whole atmosphere of the game. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button if you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do stuff: Twitter and Discord, below in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.